But Enid is not the only character who seems to have undergone a style transformation of sorts from season 1 to season 2. Wednesday also seems to have undergone a subtle shift in her styling, but due to her already dark color palette, it's just slightly harder to detect at first. Hello and welcome, my name is Ileana and this is Fashion on Film, the channel where we talk all things fashion in TV shows and movies. So today we're going to be talking about Wednesday's fashion and season 2. So if that sounds good to you, please just keep on watching and consider subscribing. All members of Wednesday's family are drawn to an exclusively dark color palette. The way it presents for the different characters are just slightly different. Now first up we have Morticia. Now Morticia has an affinity for long floor-length gowns. Her style and silhouette in the show draws very heavily from the previous iterations in the movies and other TV shows. Her dresses are tailored very closely to her body to emphasize her curves and uses a variation of mermaid-style gowns to splay out at the bottom. Her sleeves are always long and often in a bell-like shape, which is very fitting if we think of the first show that ran, the black and white show that ran in the 60s and early 70s. The style was very popular at the time, the bell sleeve. And I would not be surprised if that's kind of where they drew the inspiration from, along with, of course, what was his name? Charles Addams' first drawings. Now she is exclusively seen in a black and dark scarlet color palette. All of her dresses are made out of luxurious fabrics like silks, velvets, and chiffons. And this season we saw a little variation to her very rigorous style, mainly through the addition of different design details to her iconic gowns, such as beadwork, lace, cutouts, and the usage of different textures. We also saw her stepping a little bit out of her normal look in favor of more relaxed lines. And for Morticia, this would be in the form of her very strongly tailored suit jackets that she kind of wears as like mini dresses, as well as paired with tights and knee-high boots. And within these looks, we saw her playing again with lots of different textures and the aforementioned design details. And this still beautifully accentuates her curves. Now moving on to Gomez, he is almost always seen in his signature black and white striped suit. This is really his go-to daily attire, with her three-piece suit consisting of pants, a waistcoat, and a matching jacket. Although this season we did see him, similar to Morticia, showing some variation in his looks in favor of more relaxed versions of the same look. And for him, that will definitely be his show-stopping look of the season, which was nothing more than a variation on the classic pinstripe suit. But we see him wearing this hunting-inspired look when they go out camping in the woods. And the suit just screams wealthy aristocrat out on a safari and wanting to kill some elephants. And he accessorizes it wonderfully with the sunglasses and the boots. Now, Pugsley, very similar to Gomez. We don't see that often in some like out-of-this-world looks. We mainly see him in some sort of variation of his black and white striped sweater. Now this has been his iconic look since the first show back in the 60s. And like Wednesday, his outfit leans into a grungier and almost streetwear-like style in the show. And I think this helps to make his outfits feel more modern and relatable to the younger audience watching it. The Grandmama was a new addition to the show this season, and she definitely does not shy away from bold fashion choices like the rest of the women in the Addams family. Now, the most eye-catching thing about her is definitely her hair. Her hair is clearly inspired by the Bride of Frankenstein, with her two-tone black and grey hair swept up into a striking beehive. Now, the beehive was a very popular hairstyle back in the 60s, and I feel like this complements her very mid-century mod style very well. Her style features a lot of clean, simple lines with an emphasis on strong shapes. And I do think that this is a very interesting way to showcase more mature fashion. We don't see her wearing a ton of figure-hugging, curve-accentuating looks, but her looks are still very striking, very bold and beautiful. Bold and beautiful. And she loves to show off her jewelry with each outfit. She has very opulent styling. Think very big jewels, earrings, necklaces. It's perfection. Now, with that as kind of like a base, I think we can better judge Wednesday's style as like how she also fits into her family and her general thematic world. Now, Wednesday is said to be allergic to color, and she has an all black and gray school uniform. And this is the same uniform or type of uniform that Pugsley ends up sharing in the second season. Her entire environment is also completely devoid of color. And it's not until Enid and Wednesday body swap in this season that we discover Wednesday is truly allergic to color, and she is even taking some pills from the apothecary against this. But this begs the question, at least in my mind, which I know this is not important, but yeah. Is the whole Addams family allergic to color? Because potentially we have not gotten any proof that any of them wear color or are drawn to color. Is this just purely gothic style choices, or is this a medical issue? These are the questions. In season 1, we still saw Wednesday incorporating a lot of the style elements which she was known for in previous iterations, like the movies from the 90s and the shows and so on and so forth. Like the iconic braids, the dainty flower print dresses, as well as the little white collars poking out. And this was mixed very well with a lot of more modern street style elements, like the heavy platform boots, the oversized hoodies, and just so much black and white checkerboard pattern, as well as some black and white striped pieces as well. And all of this was topped off with some expertly tailored coats and jackets. So now we're going to take a little bit of a look-see at some baseline looks for season 1, which I feel like gives us an idea of where we were, so we can discuss where we are today. So everyone knows this look from the dance, and with good reason. It is absolutely beautiful. It fits her body so well. It still has some structure around the top here, like comes out in a little collar, which fits the general vibe of her style in the show. But then we have this kind of this floof going on. It's a very fluffy dress. It has a lot of movement and softness in it, a lot of lace. It's absolutely stunning. And if you want to know the entire story behind this dress, I did discuss it in my first Wednesday video I did earlier in the year. You can check it out if you want. Now here's a very typical day-to-day outfit from season 1. We see the looser black pants, a white shirt like underneath with like these oversized cuffs, as well as a very pointed collar. We saw the collars a lot in season 1. And yes, we still see them in season 2, but not to this degree. And of course, we also saw in season 1 so much crochet items. Enid, we see a lot of knits, and Wednesday a lot of crochet, which I think is very interesting because knit pieces really have almost like a softness associated to it. Like this, you can see is knit, I knit this. It has a lot of softness and fluffiness to it, where crochet is a little bit of a more rigorous yarn craft, like it holds a shape better, it's more structured, which I personally feel strongly reflects her personality, as well as this being like a checkered board. It's very straight, it's very structured. Once again, this straight and tailored jacket over it. Here's another look, very similar vibes. You can see it's different look, but similar vibes. The black and white striped knee-high socks, the black and white striped shirt over this like big hoodie dress. This oversized hoodie dress is so cool. In this particular photo that I have here, you cannot see the shoes, but I would not be surprised if it's like some sort of platform creeper style shoe that we saw a lot of. Once again, more checkerboard pattern. When I say there was a lot, there was a lot. I'm not even showing all of them, okay? There was a lot. But I absolutely love this vest. I'm taking back everything I said. This could be a net piece. But once again, we have these very big block checkerboard pattern, black turtleneck underneath, very similar pants to that we saw previously. There's another very similar look, again, black and white stripes. We saw a lot of bold looks in season 1, a lot of patterns, even though they were just black and white. So the bold thicker stripes with the black shirt underneath. Would probably be paired once again with like a loose fitting black pant, I can imagine. So yeah, that gives you an idea of the looks in season 1. Very streetwear inspired, still had a lot of elements from previous Wednesday iterations with the collar, with the stripes, and so on and so forth, but still had a feeling of a little bit playful, fun elements to it, okay? So in season 2, I definitely felt like her style was leaning a bit more darker and more demure, and it definitely did not have that sense of carefree playfulness to it as it once did. And I feel like this mirrors a lot of the personal struggles that she faced during the show. So she was under a lot of stress in the season, in the storyline. So between her trying to save Enid, dealing with her stalker, and not to mention the entire drama that unfolded with Tyler's family, her looks leaned once again very into like the street style elements that we know. It featured a lot of hoodies, sweatpants, and puffer vests, but it had an overall simpler feel in the execution compared to the last season. We did still see the white collar make an occasional appearance throughout the show, but it was paired with more edgy and modern items to tone it down. And her go-to item in the season was this like houndstooth coat that, I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like we saw the exact same coat in the first season or something very similar. I will have to look it up actually. But her looks in general felt more grown up and a little bit more mature than the ones in the first season. It was like kind of like just a little bit of a more mature version of the same looks. So let's take a look at said looks. Okay, this is one of the first looks that we see her in the show. I think it was actually exactly the first one. So I love this like loose crochet thing over, it looks like a white t-shirt type thing. We can also see it when she's doing her little seance type thing here. I love that you can like see through it, but it has almost like a line going down the middle and lines like this. It reminds me a little bit of like the spinal cord of a skeleton. And I think the crochet pieces work very well with her, because crochet is really like nowadays in our current fashion style atmosphere. I do feel like crochet is really associated with like the cool girls, you know what I mean? Like a little bit different. I absolutely love this look as well. So we again see the crochet. So we see, first of all, white collar, absolutely beautiful, and this like shirt that comes out with the little cuffs, absolutely beautiful. Reminds me a lot of something we would see in season 1. I do think it's fitting that we see this in episode 1 of season 2, but we don't see looks similar to this going on throughout season 2. And I wonder if this was done intentionally, kind of to showcase her personal evolution throughout the show. Opinions, please. And then over this beautiful white blouse, we have this crochet see-through dress. It's absolutely beautiful. I love the way that this was paired. I would love to see someone recreate this, maybe some crafty people out there crocheting a dress like this. It's absolutely beautiful. Once again, a little bit more of a close-up, we can see the crochet details. Here's another look. This was actually my personal favorite look from Wednesday for the entire show, which I know is a little random, but I love how soft and flouncy it seems. Like this big oversized sweater with the sleeves coming to about here. Like her sleeves go past the hem of her little floaty shorts, and those little stripy tights under the shorts. It looks like some sort of white turtleneck or mock neck type situation on underneath. And I really like that because it helps to like accurately see the textures and everything of the sweater. I would not be surprised if this is crochet, but because it's so soft, I think this is actually a knit item. But I don't know, there's like, it's very holy, so people who crochet, opinions down below. And I absolutely love this dress, this outfit as well. This was just very short scene in the show, so I could not get any other screenshots because if you're wondering how I get these pictures, I literally go through the entire show and I screenshot stuff because I'm that level of deranged. I could not find a better screenshot of this outfit, but it seems to me like some sort of long skirt going past her knees with like a petticoat type situation underneath, and once again a very relaxed knit sweater over some sort of black collared shirt. So a lot of different textures, a lot going on, but once again, by keeping it all in the same, not even the same color family, but literally the same color, it still keeps it very simple, modern, minimalistic. I love. Okay, and then, that was not the last outfit. Last, but certainly not least, the gala look. So I do feel like if we would think about how Wednesday's personality is in season 2, this look definitely fits better to her character in comparison to the season 1 dance. The season 1 dance, she was in love. She had a little bit, she was engaging with her like more feminine nature, you know, she was like giving Tyler a chance. She was in this love triangle, all of these things. In season 2, she means business. She's like, she has some mysteries she needs to uncover. She's doing her detective work. And this look is very rigid and styled. And I think that it works perfectly for her personality in the show. I love this mask. You can still see through it, but once again, it has the very strong, clean lines with the grid. Dress also feels very restrictive with this collar, but by it being see-through in some parts, it still brings in a lot of softness and femininity, if you may. I love the fabric used. It's absolutely beautiful. I loved all the gala looks. If you want my opinion on some of the other looks in the show, I already did 2 other videos about the season just because I like talking about it. So go check those out if you're still here with me rambling for way too long. So let me know what you personally thought about like Wednesday's style evolution from season 1 to season 2. Am I like imagining that things changed? Am I imagining it? Or can you see this like these looks and the other looks like coexisting? Because I kind of can see them coexisting in the same season, but to me there does definitely seem to be a distinct shift. And I don't know if that's just due to the fact that there's been 3 years since the filming of season 1 and 2, and style trends have kind of changed. But let's be honest, like I feel like trends are not really a thing anymore. Yeah, you get the micro trends, but like big trends just don't seem to be a thing. I feel like people are just nowadays just wearing what they want. But what am I saying? I don't have TikTok, so I don't exist in that area of the internet. So also let me know whether you personally preferred her style in season 1 or season 2. I think I really like season 2 a bit more than season 1. It's just more things that I could maybe personally see myself wearing. I say sitting in my pink sweater in my pink room with my pink stuff. I love pink, but I love the way the looks were paired together. I do love simple, minimal styling. That's I really like it. So if you like the video, once again, consider subscribing. Join the family of people here, of little design weirdos, and I will see you maybe, hopefully, I hope next week. I will see you over there, and I hope you have a wonderful, lovely day. Bye.